I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I should not be getting these stats every single game. I think open servers need a tutorial guide because nobody's actually made a tutorial guide on fighting. And I am here to deliver. So welcome to the basic fundamentals of fighting. There is nothing that's going to be too complex in this video, as this is targeted towards the people who have just started the game or people who don't know what they're doing, which is usually one of the same. But besides that, I'm going to teach you guys some tips and tricks on how to get better. These won't be overly complicated or anything, so follow along or just watch this video in your spare time and be like, hey, maybe I should play fighting again. Maybe I just sucked ass and maybe I can get my act together. And that's what this video is for. Because when I play open servers, I don't really want to terrorize you guys. I just want to have fun, just like all of you. I know that I kind of play this game a little too much. I think a little too much is an understatement. After the EXP update, I'm almost level 600. But you guys need this. Alright, so we'll start with tip number 1. Learn your character's moveset. I think this is a given. If you don't know this, then you're not going to get anywhere. So if you're in an open server and you're just trying to say, hey, I'm going to try this character right off the bat, don't do that. Go to Crossroads, the lobby, before you enter a lobby, and swing around for a bit, and you'll see how your character's moveset works around. For instance, if I were to choose Sword right here, choose Sword, and you notice that he can run while using his M1, so this is a chase down tool. But what other options does he have? He has E ability, which is a lunge that catches people. He has a Q ability. You don't know if that does damage or not. And you have an M2. I understand there's some things you cannot do without testing on opponent, but even if you're, not as experienced, you would know that having a test dummy is probably the best way to go when it comes to any game. Street Fighters has, testing mode. Every fighting game has testing mode, so of course fighting has testing mode. So make a private server, join a private lobby, press /pause in chat. Oh, actually, correction, type /pause in chat. And there's going to be 2 dummies right here, Roger and Roger. Roger and Roger are the exact same thing. You don't have to worry about, doing anything, like, they're not different or anything. They're pretty much the same, but you're able to test your moves directly on an opponent here and see what they do. So this is your first step. So private servers are free, so don't worry about paying a fee for private servers, and go ahead and test your moveset. So in order to test your moveset properly and see how much damage and how, to get the basic gist of things, you need to use your moveset on an actual target that is able to absorb damage, like Roger over here, or Roger. So you're starting to realize that every move in this game has some type of hitbox, gimmick, or possibly self-damage. So learning your kit's movesets, or your character's movesets, is a very, very important thing that all players are pretty much required to do, because if you don't know that this is a mobility tool, you can throw yourself into a void and die. Tip number 2. Read your moveset. I swear, there's a lot of things, even if you test your abilities without reading the moveset and start hitting Roger or your opponent in game, there's still stuff you're gonna miss when it comes to the character's moveset if you don't read the actual descriptions. Obviously, if you have the attention span of a fly, then I don't recommend this step for you. This is not for you, little Timmy. But for those who want to actually get better or focusing on getting, making themselves competent for teams who need them, I think reading your character's moveset, legitimately reading it, sitting down, using your reading glasses, and going through each word individually on the screen will help you and benefit you to actually become a better player. Or you can use the wiki instead. You don't have to read, squint, because I swear, the freaking thing over here is actually so tiny. Back in old fighting, you're actually legitimately able to just press H on your keyboard and scroll through his moveset, while your character's already selected. But now it's kind of, on the small-ass screen. Whatever, you get the point. I'm complaining about nothing. But, anyways, yeah. That's tip number 2. Read your moveset. Tip number 3. Strafing. Movement. Whatever you want to call the step. Alright, so there's some characters in this game that lack mobility. Characters that lack mobility are Medkit, Subspace, Vibe Staff. Obviously, it depends. All this is my opinion that Subspace lacks mobility. I know he has a certain move that helps him with mobility, but obviously, each character in this game has a different level of mobility depending on what world they serve. Biograph and the Skateboard are literally so fast, they can probably barely catch them most of the time, as Biograph's able to teleport, and Skateboard's able to do whatever the fuck this is. But yeah, every character in this game has range and mobility of what they're able to cover. You see these two tanks right here? These two tanks don't play the same. Katana is a lot slower than Banhammer, as Banhammer has more aerial mobility and move stack potential. So, what do you do here? Well, you have to learn how to strafe, and that's what this step's about. It doesn't matter what character you're playing, but every character needs to strafe in their own manner. And Skateboard, although he has a new movement system, or a completely different movement system with this board, he still requires a level understanding of momentum. And that's how you play Skateboard properly. So, how do you strafe? Well, strafing is very simple. Make your movement unpredictable. Try to find seals, take cover behind objects like this broker coin, or find a flanking route with your mobility tools, such as, let's say, I can bash with Skateboard's Q, or I can trick with Skateboard's onboard abilities. Obviously, not every character can play like Skateboard, and not every character can trick like Skateboard with speed of light, but it's an option, and you can abuse that option. As long as you know how to use your mobility options. And even for characters who are not building mobility, such as, let's say, Medkit. Medkit is able to and also heal them, which you can see with the 20 damage marker that labels it green. And that's pretty simple, actually, if you think about it. But if you were to read your character's moveset, you probably understand. And also keep in mind that some mobility tools do have a certain limitation. In this case, Medkit's Q has a range limitation of about 100 studs, which is actually not that very good. So staying in range with your teammates is a very, very important thing when it comes to Medkit. As a support class, he really can't defend himself with this slow-ass fire rate and low damage. Other characters have special techs such as the Dolphin Jump. See, Dolphin Jumping is when you, with Slingshot at least, is a tech with Slingshot in which you completely turn your camera up, dash, get extra vertical mobility. And you're able to use Slingshot's kit. And let's go down to, let's say you don't have any mobility option, teleportation, anything. Vine Staff is the perfect way to practice that, as Vine Staff literally has no mobility options other than a little bit of haste while planting. So, taking cover with Vine Staff, juking and jumping above objects or on objects, or trying to get high ground, and trying to stall for teammates is a very effective strategy to learn how to strafe. Obviously, I can't really explain strafing and what pattern you should jump in detail, but all I know is that you should go unpredictable. Try to dodge your character's attacks. Try to predict your character, because knowing every character in this game is also important. That's also the next tip. The next tip is to know your opponent's character. Not only should you know your own character while playing, but you should know what your other player is capable of. And knowing what your actually, we'll say opponent here, but knowing what your opponent's capable of will help you with avoiding their attack. Let's say I'm against a Biograph here. Is it smart for a Vine Staff, a character that can easily be shredded by Biograph, to go this close to a Biograph and start shooting them? No. I die. And that's why knowing your character's matchups and the opponent's matchup is very important, as some characters literally have the objective advantage, such as, let's say, Hyperlizard versus Biograph. Hyperlizard and Biograph is a very interesting matchup, as Biograph's able to teleport around and do massive amount of damage, and run circles around the Hyperlizard. And that's why avoiding people who have the class that has the advantage over you is significantly smarter than just running into an opponent who's going to kill you anyway. So you chose your main, learn strafing, learn the mobility options of the character, and also learn the matchups it has. What else can we possibly do to get you better at the game? Well, practice. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. With everything comes time, which includes fighting skill. And to get skill, you have to play the game a lot. And yeah, I know that could be a bit of a chore, but this game, ultimately, at the end of the day, is supposed to be about fun. And if you're not having fun, then I don't know why you clicked on this video for. Although, harnessing your skill might seem counterintuitive, or maybe hypocritical to some, because I'm saying to get better at the game, and maybe getting better is not really fun for some people. And I completely understand that. But getting better at the game also is a sense of satisfaction that can translate to fun. And I guess if people are not really willing to get better at the game, then, I don't know, go ahead and be bad at the game and lose games constantly. And if it's fun for you, that's all that matters, as long as you're having fun. But if you join my lobby, please leave. Okay, that was a little uncalled for, but it had to be said. Sorry. Okay, sorry, that was my low tier god coming out, sorry. Alright, so that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this type of video of tutorial guides and teaching people how to actually play the game for once, leave a like, comment down below to help engagement, and also give me feedback on how I did when it comes to teaching people. Additionally, if you have any extra tips for all the newbies out there, then go ahead and comment down below. I can only pin one comment at a time, so I'll go ahead and heart those comments if they're extra tips for new players. I guess this will be a fundamental ground for anyone who wants to give more tips to newbies. Also, on top of that, I want to thank you guys for 3K subs. I never actually did that, and that was a while ago. So let's go ahead and shoot higher. I know I had a little bit of things going on, and I was slow down to upload, and I took down a lot of my videos, but we're still here and never quit fighting. But I will continue to do my own thing. Anyways, this is Ad from Mass on TV. Signing out. I haven't said that in a while, but I guess I'll use my own name while I'm at it. See ya.